Fight fans, buckle up. Fresh footage shows Raja Jackson, son of UFC legend Quinton Rampage Jackson, being taken into custody in Los Angeles following August's KnockX Pro incident. County records list a felony charge of battery causing serious bodily injury and $50,000 bail. The case centers on what happened inside that ring. Jackson stormed the segment, slammed performer Stuart "Psycho Stu" Smith, and kept punching as Smith appeared unconscious. Smith later spent days in the ICU with facial and jaw trauma, a fractured maxilla, a lacerated upper lip, and several lost teeth. Important context without spin. Earlier that day, Smith struck Jackson with a beer can, thinking it was part of a hyped angle. An apology and handshake followed on video. Before the match, Jackson said on a live stream he planned to get real revenge during the segment. After an LAPD investigation, the arrest landed weeks later. Meanwhile, Rampage publicly said his son should face jail time.
Fuck all that. Roger, I think that he should do a little time, do a little community service, and go to anger management class, see some therapy.
But you know, that goes against, like some people said it was attempted murder and things like that. That's not a little time.
It wasn't attempted murder because he wasn't trying to kill that guy.
How do you know?
Because that's my son. I know my son. Roger wasn't trying to kill nobody. He wasn't trying to kill that guy. Roger probably didn't even know how bad he hurt that guy. He wasn't trying to kill that guy. The problem is everything got blown out of proportion, and people thought that Roger snuck into the fucking ring and did that. That's what the problem is. Like, at this point, Roger was in the act as a pro wrestler, but he ain't no fucking pro wrestler. The promoters had no reason putting my son in that fucking ring. But it was no attempted fucking murder.
Plus community service, anger management, and therapy. That stance doesn't decide the case, but it does frame it. Accountability first. The legal process now takes over: charges, appearances, discovery, the works, and the next updates will come from the court docket, not from rumor. What outcome feels right here? Accountability, restitution, rehabilitation, or all three? Leave one comment with your take, then sub and hit the bell for official updates as filings drop. Daniel Cormier stepped directly into the year's most charged programming debate: should Jon Jones be on the White House show? His answer is short and clear.
Jon Jones has stated publicly he wants to fight at the White House. Even last week he was at the Grammys or some shit like that, and he was on the red carpet speaking about how he's back testing and he's ready to fight at the White House. But Dana seems more stern in not letting him today than I have ever seen him in regards to Jon Jones. I remember when he canceled that fight against Chael, Dana said he'll never headline again. This time he seems like he is not going to back down and allow for him to be on his White House card. And if I'm being completely honest, I don't know that I agree. I think I would let him fight. I think if he wants to fight, I would let him fight, because for as much as mixed martial arts is a global sport, and it's a sport that everybody loves, and we support people from all around the world, at the end of the day, when we're fighting at the White House, you want American people that can win at the end of the night. Imagine if we're on the White House lawn and the Americans aren't winning fights. And that could happen, because when the opening line for McGregor versus Chandler comes out, Chandler's going to be a pretty substantial underdog, as he should be. Even though Conor hasn't fought in forever, he will still be the favorite to beat Michael Chandler. I believe that you got to let him fight, man. I think that you put some things in his contract that makes it very costly to not follow through.
DC isn't ignoring that standard. He's arguing history matters too. If the sport steps onto its largest stage, the man many call the greatest should be there, assuming health and contracts are in order. Like all good pressure, this forces clarity. What exactly equals reliable for a one-of-one event? Recent activity? Clean medicals? A documented track record of staying on the card once announced? The answer to those questions will quietly decide who makes the poster and who watches from the VIP row. The White House event just moved from rumor to blueprint. Dana White shared renderings and hard numbers. The South Lawn will hold the octagon beneath a large arch with under 5,000 seats on the lawn. The Ellipse, just south of the fence, will host a massive watch party with capacity aimed around 85,000. In Dana's words, this is a one-of-one experience. Fighters and fans spending a week inside the Capitol's history, then capping it with a UFC show unlike anything before. Target month, June 2026. This changes behavior immediately. Fighters start talking like applicants. Managers align camp timelines. Broadcasters outline shoulder programming and a week-long activation across DZ. And the biggest tell of all, Dana says actual matchmaking won't lock until February. That date just became the most important page on every contender's calendar. Alex Pereira shared a weight north of 233 pounds, and the internet did what the internet does.
It's hard because it's funny. I don't think about it as difficult because like I can skate better, I can walk. So like it's I don't think you're like really slippery up there.
Reality check. This isn't a fight week scale. It's an off-camp snapshot. What it signals is optionalities. Pereira already wears the light heavyweight crown like a tuxedo and has flirted with heavyweight. At 233 plus, he reminds everyone that his danger isn't just mass. It's timing and choice inside the pocket. If 2026 brings a heavyweight cameo, matchmaking becomes a risk-reward art, a name that sells globally, a style that leaves Poatan his angles and counters, and a schedule that lines up with the White House build. If the UFC wants a two-division aura on that lawn, Pereira is on any shortlist. Tom Aspinall posted fresh training clips that tick every box. Light feet for a heavyweight, straight line hand speed, combinations finishing on balance, tidy exits after fire. You're seeing health and tempo more than highlights. Knees under him, rhythm intact, gas in the tank. Combine that with a public persona built on professionalism, and you get a perfect match with the White House selection filter: dependable, promotable, and ready. Whether it's a title unifier down the road or a different marquee assignment, Aspinall looks like a fighter you can put on a date and stop worrying. Khamzat Chimaev lit a fuse with a volley of callouts aimed at high-profile voices who picked Dricus du Plessis to beat him, naming Israel Adesanya, Demetrius Johnson, Alexander Volkanovski, Michael Bisping, Tim Welch, and Chael Sonnen. Translation: don't doubt me when the room is historic. Then he posted a photo at the White House, inviting the obvious question, will he fight there? Nothing official yet, but a few truths are hard to ignore. Chimaev remains one of the sport's biggest international draws. His style sells itself in one clip. And if the UFC wants a name that blasts across the Middle East and Europe while anchoring the night's drama, he's the definition of event electricity. The factors are the familiar ones: health, timing, opponent fit, and whether the title picture cooperates. If those align by February, you'll hear his name in every serious conversation about that card. If the White House lineup locked today, who are your 4 names on the poster? Drop your main, co-main, and 2 feature fights, plus the 1 backup you'd keep on standby. Then hit subscribe and tap the bell so you get the official matchups the minute February turns the key. Your takes, your card, let's build it.